Hey everybody, Caden here from TechTuts.com, bringing you another video to help you make something awesome. Today, we're talking about Three.js and React. Three.js is a 3D modeling framework in JavaScript used to generate 3D images on the screen. Today, we're going to be covering how to do this in React. Now, I have already done an introduction to this in vanilla JavaScript, so if you haven't checked that out already, I'll link it down in the description below. And remember guys, if you're learning something or you're enjoying what you're seeing, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel to support me going forward. And without further ado, let's jump in. On the screen, I have what we're going to be building today. It's a black background with a red box that's spinning. It's pretty simple and it's actually fairly easy to make in React, so let's jump into the code. Okay guys, over in our project, I have a basic React app scaffolded up with the npx create React app script. If you're not familiar with React or npx, just be aware that I'm not covering those basics here. Over in our source folder, we have an app.js file. In that app.js file, right now, all I have is the Three.js and React header. Here is where we're going to be writing code for Three.js. The first thing I'm going to need to do is actually install Three.js as well as something related to Three.js called React 3 Fiber. Now in our package file where all of our dependencies live, you can see I've cleared everything out except React, React DOM, and React scripts. Now we're going to add 3. Next, we need to add React 3 Fiber. This is going to help us write 3 code in a React format. Now we've got those added, we can actually fire up our project. And as you can see, it's just the header. We haven't written any 3 code yet. First things first, we have to make our canvas or the background where everything lives, and that's pretty easy. We just do canvas. Now we have to import this from React 3 Fiber. And I believe I need to put a @ here. This canvas tag is what we're going to use to style the background. So real quick, I'm going to paste in some styles. Okay, so I've added our canvas tag from React 3 Fiber, and we've styled it with a width, a height, and a background color. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, we have our blank canvas on the screen. The next thing we need to do is add our light and add our object. And we do have to add them both at the same time, of course, in order to see the thing on the screen. We have to make sure it's there and add light in order to see it. So the first thing I'm going to do is add our light, and I'm just going to give it an intensity of 0.5. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but just for now, we'll have it as 0.5. The next thing we want to do is add our object. And today, we're making that cube. So just like in vanilla JavaScript, Three.js works with meshes. So an object is a mesh, which is a combination of a geometry skeleton and a material skin, or a material coating. Those two things together make up an object, or a mesh, in Three.js terms. So here I've added our mesh consisting of a box geometry and a mesh standard material. The box geometry has arguments 3, 3, 3, which is, the dimensions of the cube. And the mesh standard material, I'm providing just a basic color of red. Now that alone should get us a box on the screen. But you'll notice that that isn't moving or doing anything. The box isn't spinning because we have to actually use a use frame hook provided by React 3 Fiber in order to rotate this. Back over in the code, the first thing I want to do though is actually pull that box into its own file, into its own component. That way our files are nice and neat and we can clearly see what's going on each step of the way. So first things first, I'm going to come over to our source folder. I'm going to add a box.js. Okay, so I've pulled our box code into its own file. And now over in our app.js, instead of doing the hard-coded box here, we can literally just say box. Now we should have the same result, and our box code is in its own file. But you'll notice that it still isn't spinning. So over here in the code, I'm going to paste in the code that we need to use to make this box rotate, and then we can go over it. Okay guys, so I've got the code pasted in that's going to make our cube rotate. The first thing you'll notice is a use ref hook. This is going to make a reference to the cube that we can point to every frame. Next in line is the use frame hook provided by React 3 Fiber. There is where we're actually rotating the current position rotation Y and X very slightly every frame. Now notice that we're rotating the reference and not the actual cube itself, hence the frame annotation. And last thing is make sure that you're setting the ref equal to ref on your mesh tag. Now there is still one thing missing from this cube to the cube I showed at the very beginning of the video, and that is the spotlight. Now you may not even be able to notice it until I paste it in. So let me just paste it in and then we can go over it. So right below our ambient light, I'm going to paste in our spotlight, which is going to add another lighting effect to our cube. This spotlight takes in position, an angle, and a brightness or a number. So the spotlight just adds another light to the scene, adding more lighting and shading and detail to our cube. Alright guys, and that's the basics of Three.js and React. Of course guys, if you've made it to the end of this video, please like the video, please subscribe to my content, please support this channel going forward. There's lots of more good content to come, helping you guys learn JavaScript, HTML, CSS, anything web development you guys may have questions for. Please leave it down there in the comment section below, and until next time guys, peace.